Welcome back to the deep dive. We're going to be tackling how AI is really shaking things up across industries,
Mm-hmm.
especially how it's poised to cut out the middleman.
Yeah.
We've got a whole stack of articles here and
Yeah.
analyses from synthetic work,
Right.
a newsletter that is just all over the AI scene.
Absolutely.
Get ready because this is pretty mind-blowing,
Yeah.
what we're about to uncover.
Sure.
Future of work, creativity, even healthcare.
It's incredible how fast AI is moving,
Mm-hmm.
and today's material really shows how it's not just about automation anymore.
Right.
It's about totally reshaping how things get done and who holds the power.
Oh, okay. Let's jump right in.
Okay.
First thing that caught my eye was this piece about GitHub's
Uh-huh.
new tool called Spark.
Spark.
Now, you would probably know GitHub as the place where developers hang out
Right.
and collaborate on code,
Yeah.
but Spark is something different.
Totally.
It lets you build simple web apps just by using plain English.
That's right. It's a radical departure from traditional coding. Imagine anyone, regardless of their technical skills, being able to create a functional app.
Wow.
It could democratize software development and unleash a wave of new ideas and innovations.
So imagine what you could create if coding was as simple as writing an email.
Right.
The article gave an example of how you can use Spark to whip up a micro app to track your reading list
Oh, cool.
in minutes, and they even have a YouTube demo showing how easy it is.
Wow.
We'll include a link in the show notes.
What's fascinating here is that GitHub seems to be taking a page from Hugging Face's playbook.
Oh, really?
For those unfamiliar, Hugging Face is like a central hub for sharing and collaborating on AI models,
Right.
making it super easy to get started with AI.
Okay.
And it looks like GitHub wants to do the same thing with these AI-powered micro apps,
Yeah,
creating a go-to platform for hosting and sharing them.
exactly. It's
Yeah.
not just about making coding accessible, it's about speed and agility.
Right.
If you can prototype an app in 5 minutes instead of spending days or weeks coding it,
Oh, for sure.
you can experiment with so many more ideas.
That rapid iteration is a game changer, allowing for more experimentation and innovation.
For sure.
It really levels the playing field for individuals and small businesses who might not have the resources to hire a team of developers.
All right, now that we've dipped our toes into the world of code creation,
Sure.
let's shift gears to OpenAI.
Okay.
They recently hosted a Reddit AMA
Mm-hmm.
where they dropped some major hints about their future plans.
And their ambitions go way beyond ChatGPT.
Yeah.
One thing that caught my eye was their new search feature.
Okay.
It's not just about finding links. It's about dynamically structuring information in a way that makes traditional search engines look well,
Right.
kind of old-fashioned.
Wow, that's mind-blowing. I haven't been this excited about a tech development in ages.
Right.
Makes you wonder what will happen to Google if OpenAI's search really takes off.
Think of it like this. Imagine a librarian
Okay.
who not only finds the book you asked for, but also pulls out the most relevant chapters and summarizes the key points for you. Wow.
That's what OpenAI is aiming for with their search.
Okay.
It's about understanding the context of your query and providing you with the most insightful information possible.
Okay. So search is one thing.
Right.
But here's where it gets really interesting for me.
Okay.
OpenAI is also building some seriously powerful tools for the creative industry.
Oh, wow.
They talked about upgrades to Dall-E,
Yeah.
their text-to-image generator, and even advanced voice synthesis that can sing.
Incredible.
And let's not forget about Sora, their video generation tool. Talk about a game changer.
It's pretty remarkable. OpenAI is really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that they seem particularly interested in the healthcare sector.
Okay.
They're talking about features focused on empowering patients, like self-diagnosis tool,
Uh-huh.
and custom GPTs that are loaded with your personal medical knowledge.
Wait, personalized GPTs for healthcare? That sounds both incredibly useful and a little bit scary.
It is.
Imagine having a GPT trained on your medical history.
Offering personalized health insights,
Right.
it could potentially change everything about how we approach our own health.
And they're even making their enterprise offering HIPAA compliant,
Wow.
which shows how serious they are about disrupting the healthcare industry.
It's exciting and a little unnerving all at the same time, isn't it?
It is.
What happens to doctors if AI can diagnose us?
Oh.
What happens to Google if OpenAI's search takes off?
Exactly. These are the questions we need to be asking as we navigate this new era of AI.
Yeah.
And speaking of potentially rocky relationships,
Oh, here we go.
there were some interesting developments between OpenAI and their main investor, Microsoft.
Yeah. Things seem a little tense there.
One thing that stood out to me was that GitHub's Copilot,
Yeah.
which helps developers write code using AI, now supports models from OpenAI's competitors,
Oh, really?
like Anthropic and Google.
Mm.
Remember, Microsoft owns GitHub.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And OpenAI admitted they're limited by how many GPUs Microsoft is giving them.
Right.
Sounds like some friction, right?
It does raise the question, is Microsoft feeling a little threatened by OpenAI's ambitions,
Mm-hmm.
especially their move into search?
Right, especially since Microsoft has been trying to compete with Google in search for years with Bing.
Exactly.
So is their partnership with OpenAI a brilliant strategy,
Right.
or is it setting them up for a major clash down the line?
It's a complex situation with a lot at stake,
Yeah.
but it definitely highlights the intense competition in the race for AI dominance.
All right, let's switch gears again
Okay.
and talk about something that might seem like a small detail, but is actually crucial.
Right.
The art of prompting.
Prompting.
Now, this is something I've been thinking about a lot lately,
Right.
especially after a friend of mine was trying to get Dall-E 3 to create an artwork in a specific artist's style.
Interesting.
They were having a really hard time getting the AI to understand what they wanted.
That's a great example.
Yeah.
It highlights how getting the most out of these AI image generators requires more than just typing in a few words. It's about understanding how to communicate your vision to the AI in a way that it can understand and execute.
Right.
You need to develop a feel for what works and what doesn't. It's almost like learning a new language,
Yeah.
the language of AI.
Exactly. The article we read compared Dall-E 3 with PixelWave 0.3, which is known for its artistic output.
Mm-hmm.
And even with PixelWave, you
Yeah,
still need to know how to craft effective prompts to get good results.
you do.
We've included some examples in the show notes so you can see the difference a well-crafted prompt can make.
And this raises an important question. In a world where AI tools are getting increasingly powerful,
All right.
will the ability to communicate effectively with them become a new form of expertise?
It's totally possible.
Will prompt engineer be the hot job title of the future?
It makes you think about how the very definition of expertise might be changing in the age of AI. It's not just about knowing the subject matter. It's
Why?
about knowing how to leverage these powerful tools to achieve your goals.
And as these tools continue to evolve, the gap between those who can master them and those who can't could widen significantly.
Okay, let's shift our focus to the world of work.
Oh.
LinkedIn just launched an AI-powered recruiting assistant.
Oh, wow.
They say it will streamline hiring, from writing job descriptions to sourcing and even engaging with candidates.
This could be a game changer for both employers and job seekers.
Yeah.
Imagine a world where you can find the perfect job and the perfect candidate without having to wade through countless applications and resumes.
Right.
The AI could handle the tedious parts of the process,
Yeah.
allowing humans to focus on the more nuanced aspects of building relationships and assessing cultural fit.
But there are also some valid concerns. Will this AI recruiter prioritize candidates with the right skills,
Uh-huh.
or will it favor those who are best at keyword stuffing their profiles?
That's a key question.
Yeah.
We also need to consider the potential for bias.
Right.
If the AI is trained on data that reflects existing biases in hiring,
Yeah.
those biases could be amplified,
Right.
leading to unfair outcomes for certain groups of candidates.
And on a larger scale, how will this impact the job market and the way we present ourselves professionally?
Right.
Will we need to adapt our resumes and LinkedIn profiles to cater to the algorithms?
Totally.
It's like the whole game of job hunting could be changing right before our eyes.
It really makes you think about how AI is reshaping the way we think about work skills and even our own professional identities.
Speaking of reshaping identities,
Okay.
we can't ignore the growing anxiety within the creative community.
Right.
Actors, artists, writers, they're all starting to wrestle with what it means to be a creator in the age of AI.
Absolutely.
The article we read highlighted Robert Downey Jr., who half-jokingly
Right.
threatened to sue studios that use his AI likeness in the future.
Right.
This speaks to the very real fear of losing control over one's persona in the digital realm.
Absolutely. And Margaret Atwood,
Right.
while acknowledging she's not personally worried because of her age,
Yeah.
expressed concern for younger artists, especially in visual fields.
Yeah. They're facing AI potentially surpassing human abilities in their craft.
It's understandable that artists are feeling uneasy.
Yeah.
It taps into a fundamental question.
What's that?
What does it mean to be human in a world where AI can mimic and even surpass human creativity?
It's a question that's likely to become even more pressing as AI continues to advance. And it's not just about creativity.
Yeah.
It's about the very nature of work and expertise. If AI can help us code, create, and even diagnose diseases with greater speed and accuracy,
Right.
what does that mean for the future of human skills and knowledge?
It's a lot to wrap our heads around.
It is.
But it's clear that we're entering a new era,
Yeah.
one where AI is increasingly cutting out the middleman in all aspects of our lives.
So the question becomes, how do we adapt to this new reality? How do we harness the power of AI
Right.
while also preserving what makes us uniquely human?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And we'll continue to explore it in the next part of our deep dive. Stay tuned. We were just talking about AI, like
Right.
cutting out the middleman.
Right.
And it's clear that we're seeing this play out in more and more areas of our lives.
Absolutely. It's not just about efficiency anymore. It's about reshaping entire industries and changing like the power dynamics at play.
One of the most striking examples of this is in the realm of search.
Right.
OpenAI's new search feature, with its ability to understand context
Right.
and dynamically structure information,
Yeah.
could be a real game changer.
Imagine a world where like searching for information online isn't about sifting through endless links,
Right.
but more like having a conversation with a super intelligent librarian who can instantly pull out the most relevant and insightful information.
That's exactly the kind of experience OpenAI is trying to create.
Yeah.
It could democratize access to information, making it easier for anyone to learn and grow and connect with the world around them.
But it also raises some big questions about what happens to companies like Google. Right.
Who have built their empires on traditional search. How do they adapt to this new landscape?
It's going to be fascinating to watch how this plays out, and it highlights how AI is not just a technological evolution, it's a societal one, too.
Okay, so search is one thing, but let's talk about something that hits closer to home.
Okay.
For a lot of people, jobs.
Jobs.
LinkedIn's new AI-powered recruiting assistant has the potential to revolutionize the way we find jobs and hire employees.
Imagine a world where you no longer have to spend hours crafting the perfect resume or cover letter,
Right.
or endlessly scrolling through job boards.
Yeah?
The AI could match you with the perfect opportunity based on your skills and experience,
Oh, wow.
making the whole process much more efficient and effective.
That sounds amazing, but it also makes me wonder if we'll all need to become experts at talking to AI,
Right.
optimizing our profiles and online presence to appeal to the algorithms.
That's a great point. It raises questions about how AI will change the way we present ourselves professionally.
Right. And what skills will be most valuable in the future?
Yeah.
Will we need to learn how to speak AI as fluently as we speak our native languages?
It's definitely something to think about. And what about the potential for bias in these AI recruiting systems? If they're trained on data that reflects existing biases in hiring, could they end up perpetuating those biases?
That's a very real concern, and it's something that developers and companies need to be extremely mindful of.
Right.
We need to ensure that these systems are designed to promote fairness and equity, not to reinforce existing inequalities.
It's like we're on the cusp of a new era in the workplace, one where AI plays a much more prominent role. And it's up to us to shape this future in a way that benefits everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's not just about adapting to the technology itself. It's about rethinking our values,
Right.
our priorities, and how we define success in a world where AI is increasingly present.
Now let's talk about a topic that's been generating a lot of buzz lately.
Right.
The impact of AI on the creative arts. Some people believe that AI will usher in a new golden age of creativity,
Right.
while others fear that it will spell the end of human art as we know it.
It's certainly a topic that sparks a lot of debate and emotion.
Yeah.
On the one hand, AI tools like Dall-E and ChatGPT give artists and writers incredible new powers,
Right.
allowing them to explore ideas and create works that would have been impossible before.
I've seen some of the art generated by AI, and it's truly stunning. It makes you wonder if AI can tap into a kind of creativity that humans can't even access.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, there's also a fear that AI will devalue human creativity,
Yeah.
making artists feel like their skills are obsolete.
Imagine pouring your heart and soul into a piece of art only to have someone say, oh, an AI could have done that in 5 seconds.
Exactly.
It's understandable that artists would feel threatened by that.
It raises profound questions about the nature of art and creativity.
Right.
If an AI can create something that is technically beautiful or moving, does it have the same meaning or value as something created by a human with all their lived experiences, emotions, and intentions?
That's a tough question to answer. It makes me wonder if we need to redefine what it means to be an artist in the age of AI.
Right.
Perhaps it's not about competing with AI, but rather about finding ways to collaborate with it, to use it as a tool to enhance our own creativity.
I think that's a very insightful perspective.
Yeah.
It's not about seeing AI as a replacement for human creativity, but as a new partner in the creative process.
It's like having a superpowered collaborator who can bring your wildest ideas to life.
Exactly.
But even with AI as our creative partner, there's still the question of control and ownership.
Right. Remember Robert Downey Jr.'s comment about suing studios that use his AI likeness?
Oh, yeah.
That speaks to a very real concern
Mm.
about the potential for AI to be used to exploit or misrepresent artists and their work.
It's a reminder that AI, like any powerful technology, can be used for good or for ill. It's up to us to ensure that it's used ethically and responsibly.
And that responsibility extends beyond the realm of art.
Right?
As we've seen with AI's impact on search jobs and even healthcare,
Yeah.
the choices we make about how we develop and use AI will have far-reaching consequences for society as a whole.
It's like we're writing the rules for a whole new world. And we need to be very careful about the values and principles we embed in those rules.
We need to ask ourselves tough questions
Yeah.
about the potential impact of AI on jobs, privacy, fairness, and even democracy.
Right.
And we need to have these conversations now,
Now before it's too late.
before AI becomes so deeply integrated into our lives that it's too late to course correct.
It's a lot to think about, but it's crucial that we engage in these conversations and make informed decisions about how we want AI to shape our future.
Hmm.
Now, remember earlier when we were talking about GitHub Spark
Yes.
and how it could democratize software development?
Yes, the idea that anyone could create an app just by using plain English.
Well, that got me thinking about the broader implications of AI's ability to cut out the middleman. Could it lead to a world where we're all empowered to create, innovate, and solve problems without relying on traditional gatekeepers
Yes.
or intermediaries?
That's a really interesting thought. It could be incredibly empowering for individuals and communities,
Yeah.
giving them the tools to shape their own destinies.
But it also raises questions about how we ensure quality accountability
Right.
and even safety in a world where everyone has access to such a powerful tool.
Those are valid concerns.
Yeah.
It's like giving everyone a set of power tools
Right.
without also providing them with the training and safety precautions they need to use those tools
It's
responsibly.
exactly. So I guess the question becomes, how do we harness the democratizing power of AI while also putting in place the necessary safeguards to prevent it from being misused
Right.
or causing harm?
That's a challenge we need to address collectively.
Yeah.
It requires collaboration between technologists, policymakers, educators, and everyday citizens
Right.
to ensure that AI is developed and deployed in a way that benefits everyone.
All right, let's shift our focus back to the workplace for a moment. We were talking about LinkedIn's AI recruiting assistant and the potential for bias.
Right.
This really highlights a broader issue with AI, the
Yeah.
importance of the data it's trained on.
That's absolutely right. AI systems are only as good as the data they're fed. If the data is biased, incomplete, or inaccurate, the AI will reflect those flaws in its outputs.
It's like teaching a child with a biased textbook. They'll learn a distorted view of the world.
Exactly. So it's crucial that we pay close attention to the data that's used to train AI systems. We need to ensure that it's diverse, representative, and free from harmful biases.
And we need to be aware of the potential for AI to amplify existing inequalities if it's not carefully designed and monitored.
It's like handing someone a megaphone. It can be used to amplify positive messages,
Right?
but it can also be used to spread hate and misinformation.
So I guess the takeaway is that AI is a powerful tool, but it's a tool that needs to be used with wisdom care and a deep understanding of its potential impact.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's a tool that's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
So we need to be adaptable, willing to learn, and always asking ourselves how we can use AI to create a better future for everyone.
It feels like we're standing at the edge of something massive, you know?
It really does. This whole idea of AI cutting out the middleman, it's not just about efficiency or automation.
Right.
It's about redefining how we interact with the world and each other.
Think about it. We've talked about AI potentially changing how we find information with OpenAI search,
Right.
how we get hired with LinkedIn's recruiting assistant, even how we express ourselves creatively
Yeah.
with tools like Dall-E.
It's almost like AI is creating these shortcuts,
Yeah.
allowing us to bypass the traditional gatekeepers
Yeah.
and intermediaries that have always controlled access to knowledge opportunities,
Right.
and even creative expression.
Which is both incredibly exciting and a little bit daunting.
It is.
It's like being handed the keys to a high-powered sports car without any driving lessons.
Yeah.
We have all this power at our fingertips, but do we know how to use it responsibly?
That's the key question.
Yeah.
And it brings us back to the importance of education awareness and critical thinking.
Yeah.
We need to be informed about how AI works, what its limitations are, and what the potential risks and benefits are.
And we need to be having these conversations now as a society to figure out how to navigate this new landscape.
Absolutely.
It's not something that can be left to technologists or policymakers alone.
Right.
We all have a stake in this.
We need to be asking ourselves, what kind of future do we want to create with AI? What values do we want to guide its development and use?
And how do we ensure that AI is used to empower people, not to control or manipulate them?
It's a lot to grapple with, but these are the questions that will define the next chapter of human history.
All right, before we wrap things up, I want to go back to something we touched on earlier.
Okay.
The potential for AI to revolutionize healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a world where you have access to personalized medical advice and diagnosis 24/7 powered by AI.
It's a really compelling vision. AI could analyze your symptoms, your medical history, even your genetic predispositions to provide you with incredibly tailored health insights.
It could even help you stay ahead of potential health problems before they become serious. It's like having a virtual doctor in your pocket.
And it could make healthcare more accessible and affordable for people who live in rural areas or who can't afford traditional healthcare.
But there are also some valid concerns. How do we ensure that these AI healthcare tools are accurate and reliable? What about the potential for misdiagnosis?
Right.
Or for AI to be used to discriminate against people with pre-existing conditions?
Those are crucial questions, and it highlights the need for rigorous testing regulation and oversight of AI systems, especially those used in sensitive areas like healthcare.
It also raises questions about the role of human doctors in this new landscape. Will AI replace them, or will it simply augment their abilities?
I think it's more likely that AI will become a powerful tool for doctors,
Yeah.
helping them to make better diagnoses, develop more personalized treatment plans.
Right. And spend more time focusing on the human aspects of patient care.
It's like that old saying, technology should work for people, not the other way around.
Exactly. And that's the lens through which we need to approach all of these AI developments.
Yeah.
We need to be asking ourselves, how can we use AI to make our lives better, healthier, more fulfilling, and more equitable?
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. From coding with plain English to AI recruiters to the future of healthcare and creativity,
We have.
it's clear that AI is having a profound impact on every aspect of our lives.
And it's only going to get more interesting from here.
Yeah.
The key is to stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged in the conversation.
Absolutely.
The future of AI is not predetermined. It's something that we're all shaping together.
So as you go about your day, think about the ways in which AI is already present in your life.
Yeah.
And imagine the possibilities that lie ahead. What are you excited about? What are you concerned about? And what role do you want to play in shaping the future of AI? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI.
It's been great.
It's been a fascinating journey, and we look forward to continuing the conversation with you in future episodes.
Until then, stay curious and keep exploring.